Have you ever noticed how most people, when talking about miracles in the Bible, stick to the same stories? The parting of the Red Sea, Jesus raising Lazarus, water turning into wine. But what if I told you there are dozens of other miracles in the Bible that are just as incredible, and some downright bizarre, yet hardly anyone talks about them? Today, we're diving into 15+ strange miracles you've probably never heard of. And trust me, some of these will leave you speechless. 1. The floating axe head. 2 Kings 6:1-7. Imagine losing a borrowed iron axe head in a river. Disaster. But the prophet Elisha simply throws a stick into the water and the heavy iron floats to the surface like a piece of wood. A miracle so oddly specific that it's almost humorous, yet it shows God's care even for the smallest problems. 2 Sun standing still. Joshua 10:12-14. In the middle of battle, Joshua prays for more daylight, and the sun literally stops in the sky. The Bible says there has never been a day like it before or since. This isn't just about winning a war. It's about cosmic scale intervention. 3. Quail storm. Numbers 11:31-32. The Israelites were tired of manna, so God sent quail. But not just a few birds. A wind brought an ocean of them, piling up about 3 feet deep around the camp. Enough meat to eat for a month, and probably a lifetime's worth of feathers. Donkey speaking. Numbers 22:21-35. Balaam is on his way to curse Israel when his donkey suddenly sees an angel blocking the path. After getting beaten, the donkey speaks, yes, actually talks, and questions Balaam's behavior. This miracle mixes humor, warning, and supernatural insight. Shadow moving backwards. 2 Kings 28:11. As a sign to King Hezekiah, God makes the shadow on a sundial go backwards 10 steps, reversing time itself. This was basically a divine time shift. Water and blood. Exodus 7:17-21. Sure, we've heard about the Nile turning to blood in Egypt. But the strange part is that this happened not just in rivers, but even in water stored in wooden buckets and stone jars. No escaping it. Oil that never runs out. For in Kings 17:8-16, a widow had only enough flour and oil for one last meal. But when she obeyed Elijah's instructions, her jar of oil and pot of flour never emptied until the famine ended. An endless pantry in the middle of a food crisis. Fire from heaven on a wet altar. 1 Kings 18:20-39. Elijah drenches the altar with water, so much that it fills a trench around it, then prays, and fire falls from heaven, burning the sacrifice, the wood, the stones, and even the water. 9. Clothes and shoes that never wore out. Deuteronomy 29:5. For 40 years in the wilderness, the Israelites' clothes and sandals never wore out. No laundry, no cobblers, just a supernatural wardrobe upgrade. 10. Coin in a fish's mouth. Matthew 17:24-27. To pay the temple tax, Jesus tells Peter to go fishing. The first fish he catches has a coin in its mouth, exactly enough to pay the tax for both of them. Bones bringing the dead to life. 2 Kings 13:20-21. A dead man is thrown into Elisha's tomb, and when his body touches Elisha's bones, the man comes back to life. Even after death, God's power works through his prophet. 12. Water gushing from a rock. Exodus 17:1-7. The Israelites are dying of thirst, and Moses strikes a rock. Out gushes enough water to quench an entire nation. Bread baked on angel's orders. 1 Kings 19:1-8. Elijah is exhausted and ready to give up. An angel appears, bakes bread on hot coals, and gives him water. That one meal gives him strength to walk 40 days to Mount Horeb. 14. Serpents from a staff. Exodus 7:8-12. When Aaron throws down his staff, it turns into a serpent. Pharaoh's magicians do the same, but Aaron's snake swallows all theirs. Crew. Sudden earthquake prison break. Acts 16:25-26. Paul and Silas are praying and singing hymns in jail when an earthquake shakes the foundations, opens every door, and loosens every chain. 16. The Ark of the Covenant. Toppling idols. 1 Samuel 5:1-5. When the Philistines put the ark in the temple of their god Dagon, the idol mysteriously falls face down overnight. They set it back up, And the next morning, it's face down again, with its head and hands broken off. Whoa. Ravens bringing bread and meat. 1 Kings 17:1-6. During a drought, God commands ravens to deliver Elijah bread and meat twice a day. Divine delivery service centuries before Uber Eats. 18. Handwriting on the wall. Daniel 5:1-31. During a royal feast, a human hand appears and writes mysterious words on the wall, predicting the king's downfall before the night is over. The Bible is full of miracles we rarely hear about. Which of these miracles surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments, and if you want to discover more hidden stories like these, hit that subscribe button, because we've only just scratched the surface.